Yes, we're down to 1 day left before Bill Hinman and the most important crypto emails get revealed. We cannot wait here at OG Crypto and NFT. In fact, the majority, I'll say the majority of crypto industry out there, the culture, they're looking at these emails. This is one of the most important events this year. That article and just so much that's going on tomorrow. Besides that, next on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in blockchain, cryptocurrencies, as well as non-fungible tokens. But today we're going to erase that non-fungible tokens. There's just too much happening. Let's jump into it. Next 36 hours will be crucial for crypto, says Meta Lawman. Says 5 p.m. Today, 5 p.m. is Binance files opposition to SEC's motion to order freezing assets at Binance US. Wow, that's crazy. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., a hearing on the SEC's motion on freezing assets. Also tomorrow sometime we'll release the summary judgment exhibits, including Hinman emails. Also, the committee is going to talk. The committee in Congress is going to talk about crypto assets, what's currently going on, and what the future of it is. All tomorrow. We have 1 day left. Wham! It is crazy what's going on tomorrow, June 13th. Let's do it. Come on, baby. One day to go. 1 day to go. All right. Let's go to the next one. Kenny, tell me how many days are left, brother. 1 day to go. June 13th. We cannot stop this freight train called XRP, excuse me, as well as Ripple. All right, Mr. Huber, tell us what you put on Twitter, sir. This is a tweet from him, and this is from Brad Garlinghouse talking about the Hinman emails. Quote, the SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity. Don't believe them. When the truth eventually comes out tomorrow, the shamefulness of their behavior will shock you. Brad Garlinghouse, as well as the Ripple team, the attorneys have already seen the Hinman emails, and this was his response 12 hours after seeing them. Several other different lawyers on the Ripple side also said he couldn't believe what was being said within the walls of the SEC. Now, these emails are Bill Hinman talking to several different people over at the SEC, as well as several different departments, on what he should be saying or what he wants to say or what they want to formulate. Now, when it's all said and done, they had 52 different versions of this email, this email or speech, which he did on June 14th, 2018 at a Yahoo conference. So on Wednesday, it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years the day that he made that speech. That speech has been absolutely the beginning of the end of all the crypto hell that we've received. And this will continue. Bill Hinman started it. And as we know, after $15 million he received while being at the SEC, he is going to have to come out, and they're going to really pressure him on why he said these emails. Hopefully, we're going to find out all that tomorrow. All right, let's jump into it. Eleanor Tourette came out. Billionaire VC Tim Draper. Tim Draper was on stage, a couple years ago with Gary Gensler and told Gary Gensler how it was going to happen. He went over different phases of crypto. He said phase 3 would be you would sue them. And Gary Gensler's like, no, they'll adopt it. He goes, no, you sue them before you adopt it. And Gary said, no. This is what Tim Draper said yesterday. Weak regulators spread fear and strong regulators spread opportunity. The Howey test was nearly 80 years ago and has no relevance to crypto. I think crypto needs to be regulated in a new way from a new group. I think our regulators are acting way out of line, and it's time to rein them in. Gensler is damaging our country. Wow, 58,000 views. Actually, they just put that out. That's crazy. We're going to continue to see it. But what are we doing to Gary Gensler? What can we do? Well, let's go to the next article. Warren Davison, the SEC Stabilization Act. And he just came out with Tom Emmer and several different other GOP participants, and this is what they want to do. First thing they write. What is the first thing they write there? Fire Chair Gary Gensler. Second thing, all rulemaking, enforcement, and investigations conducted by 6 commissioners and not by Gary Gensler, who's making his own rules. It creates Ed role for day-to-day operations. It says, and then it's called the SEC Stabilization Act, and here is the actual structure. Not one dictator, but then you have 6 people with one overseer right here. So this is very, very interesting. They're going to talk about it tomorrow at the committee. They're just done with Gary Gensler. He's unable to give them any information. He stonewalls them when he sees them. And we're just tired of the status quo that's been going on ever since he was, brought into the SEC back in 2021. All right, so let's go to some news here. And it continues to happen here with Ripple and XRP. It says Canadians' largest university, University of Toronto, starts XRP validator and new partnership with Ripple. Guys, I mean, they have what, 8, 9, 10 locations all over the world, Ripple does. They are as about decentralized as any company out there. They continue to grow. They just bought Medico for $250 million last month. They just bought they bought into a major exchange, a couple weeks ago, and they're growing and they're hiring people. It's the only company out there doing it in the crypto space, yet there's so many Ethereum and Bitcoin maxis out there that cannot wait for this company to go down. I'll say this much. This is how I think. Face, please. All right, we go back. Let's just rewind our lives. And I'm saying this once, I'll say it 100 times. You go back 25 years, and that was the internet, the invention of the internet. As we saw 25 years ago, the 2 companies that were dominating the landscape was AOL and it was Netscape. Those 2. And none of us ever thought that any new incumbent would ever take their space. You had all these smaller companies vying to be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 10th, 12th, but no one ever thought that AOL, America Online, would absolutely give it up. Today, they're just a relic in a museum. 15 years ago, what did we see? The advent of cell phones that actually exploded. And who were the relevant players back then? Everyone said Motorola and Nokia was never going to be dethroned. These 2, the Motorola flip phone, then Nokia came out with a smaller single handheld phone without a flip on it. Those exploded. Everyone said it cannot. Those 2 will be relevant forever in this space, in the cell phone wireless space. Today, they're nowhere to be found. Now we fast forward to crypto. Who are the 2 biggest ones out there? Bitcoin and Ethereum. And everyone's saying, oh, they can't be irrelevant. They're going to be around forever. And all the smaller incumbents aren't going to go anywhere. Guys, we all know proof of work with Bitcoin doesn't work. It is the worst on ESG. Also, it is old technology as of today. Ethereum is one of the slowest and costliest networks out there, period. Yet everyone, all the influencers keep worshiping them because that's what clickbait gets you. It's not going to happen, guys. We're out there. Who are the incumbents? Well, we already know they try to beat one down, which was Ripple and XRP. We see utility coins such as XDC. We see also Casper Labs and other coins out there that are really starting to grab hold. And we're seeing that a lot of the countries out there and their central banks are not talking Bitcoin and Ethereum as it being anything more than speculative coins. They're talking about utility coins. We keep seeing XDC being mentioned. In the last 2 weeks, it's been mentioned by the British Parliament, and it's been talked about by major banks over in Japan. We see Ripple almost on a daily basis being talked about. All different industries. Talked about Hong Kong 2 weeks ago, about Medico, but it doesn't end. There's trials and tests going on like crazy. We will see the same thing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're just chaos. They're older, slower systems, but right now they have the money into them because that's what happens when you pump in what people feel is going to last. They're not lasting. You guys look at what actually is utility and what central banks and the BIS is talking about worldwide. They're not talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Big day coming up in 24 hours. Those Hinman emails come out. Will it show the absolute shamefulness of Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton, who was his boss and head of the SEC at the time, and that these two guys, together with several different other SEC members, put together a framework in which they wanted Bitcoin and Ethereum to succeed, and they wanted Ripple and XRP to absolutely get crushed. And then I'll leave you with this. If you look at the day before Jay Clayton stepped down as a director of the SEC, and 7 days earlier, Bill Hinman had just resigned his post. You ask yourself, where did they go after that? Where did they go? Okay. Did they go to a friendly Ethereum foundation, law firms, or did they go to a Ripple friendly law firms? Ask yourself that, and then you'll know the real answer, that this agency was full corruption.